A funny thing happened in Canada this week, which doesn't often happen. Canada's Parliament gave a standing ovation to an actual Nazi. After a speech by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the Canadian House of Commons Speaker Anthony Rota called the lawmakers' attention to 98-year-old Yaroslav Hunka, whom he described as a war hero who fought for the 1st Ukrainian Division against the Soviet Union in World War II. 1st Ukrainian Division sounds good, doesn't it? Well, it was better known as the SS 14th Waffen Division, a volunteer unit under the command of Adolf Hitler. Cue lots of red faces in the Canadian Parliament as they protested that they had no idea that this guy was a Nazi. Man, who else did they think was fighting the Soviets in Eastern Europe in World War II? This is basic history. Anyway, here's the clip.
We have here in the chamber today Ukrainian Canadian world veteran from the Second World War who fought the Ukrainian independence against the Russians and continues to support the troops today, even at his age of 98. His name is Yaroslav Hunka. And I was going to say he's in the gallery, but I think you beat me to that. But I'm very proud to say that he is from North Bay and from my riding of Nipissing-Temiskaming. He's a Ukrainian hero, a Canadian hero, and we thank him for all his service. Thank you.
Bear in mind that these same Canadian politicians and leftist media called the truckers and the Freedom Convoy Nazis just because they protested against oppressive regulations. Some MPs even said that the truckers honking their horns was a Nazi dog whistle, as honk honk equals HH, which equals Heil Hitler. It's absolutely bananas, and they call us the conspiracy theorists. But you'd think it would mean that they'd recognise a real Nazi when one goose steps towards them. Instead, CBC described Yaroslav Hunka as a soldier with Nazi ties, despite him literally being in the SS. I'm assuming Yaroslav Hunka has just been awarded a new medal, the Irony Cross. Bear in mind that if an autistic teenager celebrated the Nazis online, they'd be investigated by the police and put in jail, but a parliament full of adults can do it and just say, oopsie. What's even worse is that Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party tried to erase this moment from history. Here's the Liberal House leader Karina Gould putting forward a motion calling to strike this event from the appendix of the House of Commons debates and from any House multimedia recording.
I would like to ask for unanimous consent to adopt the following motion. That notwithstanding any standing order, special order, or usual practice of the House, the recognition made by the Speaker of the House of an individual present in the galleries during the joint address to Parliament by His Excellency Volodymyr Zelensky be struck from the appendix of the House of Commons debates of Thursday, September 21st, 2023, and from any House multimedia recording. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, yes, the Honourable. I guess we have to go to the, we'll ask about unanimous consent, then go to it. All those opposed to the Honourable Ministers moving the motion will please say nay. We don't have unanimous consent.
It might have worked in Stalin's era, but the internet is forever, Karina. Justin Trudeau came out to hum and haw and blame Russian propaganda.
Obviously, it's extremely upsetting that this happened. The speaker has acknowledged his mistake and has apologized. But this is something that is deeply embarrassing to the Parliament of Canada and, by extension, to all Canadians. I think particularly of Jewish MPs and all members of the Jewish community across the country who are commemorating Yom Kippur today. I think it's going to be really important that all of us push back against Russian propaganda, Russian disinformation.
Man, the Canadian Parliament is the thing creating Russian propaganda this week, Justin. Also, it happened on Yom Kippur, the sacred Jewish celebration of having Scottish smoked fish for breakfast. I need to recognise that in the context of Ukraine, Nazis should be seen very differently. Communist Russia invaded and inflicted Ukraine with purges, rape, and the Holodomor, which was the deliberate starvation of millions of Ukrainians. At the time, the Nazis offered a way to fight back against the horrors of communism and liberate their country. So I can understand why some Ukrainian soldiers display Nazi insignia. Zelensky is Jewish and some Israelis fight alongside the Azov battalion. Nazi symbology just isn't the same in the context of Ukraine. And the right-wing people on Twitter saying, "Oh, this is terrible. Are you joking? Justin Trudeau saluting an actual Nazi and you're crying about it. You make my nuts itch, you're so cringy. The new woke people are the anti-woke people. Just take the win, you fannies." Also, if you didn't support Ukraine for being a Western Christian democracy defending themselves against the degenerate multi-culti Islamified Russia, you can surely support them for trolling a woke leftist government like this. And if we're looking for the real Nazis in Canada, Trudeau echoes their language. He called people who hadn't had the jab racist and misogynist, showing that these words mean nothing now, they're just slurs used to dehumanize people.
Oui, on va s'en sortir de cette pandémie par la vaccination. Puis on en connaît tous des gens qui sont en train d'hésiter un petit peu. On va continuer d'essayer de les convaincre. Mais il y a aussi des gens qui sont farouchement opposés à la vaccination.
Qui sont extrémistes.
Qui ne croient pas dans la science, qui sont souvent misogynes, souvent racistes aussi. C'est un petit groupe, mais qui prend de la place. Et là, il faut faire un choix en tant que leader, en tant que pays. Est-ce qu'on tolère ces gens-là ou est-ce qu'on dit, ben voyons, la plupart...
Trudeau says, do we continue to tolerate these people? Well, he didn't. He removed their banking, he prosecuted them, and he placed them in a digital ghetto. If you look at the government of Canada now, they're erasing history, they're enacting state executions for homelessness and poverty under their Medical Assistance in Dying programme, and they're restricting free speech. If anything in Canada embodies the spirit of 1930s National Socialism, it's Trudeau's government. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and if you want to support me making these videos, consider becoming a Patreon. If you become a Patreon right now, you'll be able to see a video I've just uploaded about the ADL before it goes public in a few days. Anyway, thanks for listening, I've been Leo Kears, bye, bye, bye.